Namaskar dosto. Welcome back to this new episode on fundamental stock analysis. Hope you and your near and dear ones are safe and healthy. Friends, it is a no-brainer that if we are able to identify the promising companies in the sunrise sector and are able to hold our investment for a longer duration, then we have higher chances of exponential wealth creation. For example, in early 90s, information technology or IT was a sunrise sector. And people who invested in likes of Infosys during that time must be smiling on their fortune now. In today's era, battery operated electrical vehicles or BEV can be termed as a sunrise sector. As on today, electric vehicles constitute only 3% of the global passenger car sales. However, with technology advancement and reduction in cost, the penetration of EVs is expected to grow exponentially. In calendar year 2020, global production of electrical vehicles stood at approximately 2.3 million units, that is 23 lakh units. As fuel economy norms get more stringent over time and countries introduce legislation to ban fossil fuel vehicles, the proportion of EVs will increase over time. It is expected to grow at approximately 36% CAGR between calendar year 20 to year 2025. In year 2025, Ricardo expects electrical vehicles account for approximately 12%. That is approximately 11 million units. That is 1 crore 10 lakh units to be sold as a part of the global production. And for the next 5 years, several global automakers have announced plans to release more than 200 new electric car models. So today, we are going to talk about the company that has a dominant position in supplying key components to the electric vehicle manufacturers. And this company is rapidly increasing its share in the local as well as global market. Friends, this company got listed in the stock market on 24th June of this year. So just 3 months back. IPO price was rupees 290. Today it is trading at around 570 rupees. Almost 96% gain over IPO price in just 3 months. Friends, I am talking about Sona Comstar or Sona BLW Precision Forging Limited. So friends, my name is Milind and once again a warm welcome to you all. And if you are not subscribed to my channel yet, please do it right away so that you can keep getting notifications on various companies that I will be covering in future as well. Couple of disclaimers before we start. The companies covered in the stock analysis series are by no means a buy or sell recommendation. These videos are created purely for educational purposes, and an investor is further expected to do his or her own research before making a buy or sell decision. So friends, with this disclaimer, here the curtain goes up. So friends, let's see what do we have in the magic box today. Today we will talk about the company and its products and services. We will also talk about the company's moat and what are the future growth levers for the company. Then we will talk about the weaknesses and challenges that company may face in the future. Then we will talk about the financials and key ratios. And then towards the end, we will do a summary, we will do a SWOT analysis, and we will see if the company is worth an investment at current market price. So friends, let's start with company's products and services. Manufactures and supplies of differential assemblies, gears, conventional and micro hybrid motors, VSD systems, and EV traction motors across all vehicle categories. It has 9 manufacturing plants, out of which 6 plants are in India, 1 in USA, China, and Mexico each. And it has 3 R&D centers in India. Friends, look at this screen. For electric cars, the company is manufacturing components like transition motor, differential assembly, differential bevel gears, controller. Friends, who understands the automobile industry or the person from the background of mechanical engineering will be able to appreciate these key components that company is supplying to the electric car makers. Off-highway vehicles like tractors, again, it is supplying components like starter motors, differential assemblies, differential gear, etc. And then passenger vehicles, the traditional vehicles which runs on the diesel and petrol. Again, it is supplying components like starter motor, belt starter generator, reverse idler, alternator. So friends, if you see, the company caters to various segments in the vehicles, be it a passenger vehicle, be it a commercial vehicle, be it an electrical vehicle or off-highway vehicles. And it is delivering the diverse and customized mission critical products for all these type of vehicles. Friends, the company has established a global presence. If you see, 6 of the world's top 10 passenger vehicle manufacturers by volume are company's customers. 7 of the world's top 8 tractor OEMs are company's customers. 3 of the world's top 3 passengers count 5.8% of the overall sales in financial year 21. And it is even higher than the likes of Bosch, which is again one of the known company in the auto OEM space, and it is spending around 4.4% in the R&D. So you can see the company's focus on the R&D, developing the new technologies, developing the new products so that it can bring continuous value addition to its clientele. Company moat, let's talk about it. Superior technology know-how, good quality products. Yes, company is consistently focusing on R&D, good quality products, and hence it is able to establish the relationship with the top manufacturers in the global space. It is having a diversified presence across geography and segments. It is having presence in US, Europe, India, China, and the segments like commercial vehicle, off-highway vehicle, electric vehicles, passenger vehicles, etc. Strong clientele. In the global space, it is having the partnership with JLR, Jaguar and Land Rover, Daimler, which is a Mercedes brand, John Deere, Renault Nissan, Volvo, Jing Electric. And in the domestic, it has partnership with Mahindra and Mahindra, Ashok Leyland, Escorts, Maruti Suzuki, Mahindra Electric. So it is able to establish a strong clientele base across global as well as in the domestic market. It has having a 6% of global market share in differential gears. In the previous screen, we saw different components that company manufacturers for the auto OEMs. It has around 4.6% global market share of starter motors and 8.7% global market share in electrical vehicle differential assemblies. It is among top 2 exporters of starter motors from India, and it is the top 10 global starter motor suppliers in year 2020. 13 out of its top 20 customers are with company for more than 15 years. So you can see the strong loyalty that company has established with its clientele. So these are various modes that Sona Comstar enjoys in the space that it is operating. Now let's talk about the future growth levers for the company. Sizable and increasing presence in EVs. This is one of the major growth levers for the company. The more and more company will increase its dominance in the electrical vehicle space, it will be able to garner more revenue and more profit. In fact, in quarter 1 of FY21, the company's revenue from electrical vehicle segment was 20% of its overall revenue. The global electrical vehicle market is expected to grow at 36% CAGR between year 20 to 25, and this provides a major opportunity to increase the dominance in the EV space for the company. It has opportunity to increase its presence in the global market across differential gears and starter motors. In fact, if you see, the company's revenue has increased from 4.5% in year 2019 to 6% in year 2021. Similarly, for starter motors, the company's revenue has increased from 2.5% to 4.6% in year 2021. So company is increasing its shares in these key component, key technologies, and it has further scope to increase its revenue share. The company's net order book at FY21 is 140 billion. Friends, 1 billion is 100 crores. So when we talk about 140 billion, it is 14,000 crore rupees is the order book, open order book for the company at the end of financial year 21. And this is 9 times of the revenue that company generated in financial year 2021. So you can see a visibility that company is having for next 5, 6, 7 years. Its order book comprises of 57% from electrical vehicles and 43% from non-electrical vehicles. So again, this future order book is dominated with the orders from electrical vehicles. And in the domestic market, company is again dominating the differential gear segment. If you see, it commands 60% in passenger vehicles, 90% in commercial vehicles, and approximately 80% in tractor segment. So you can see the dominance, the moat the company is having, and these could be the various future growth levers for the company going ahead. So diversified revenue mix, increased electrical vehicle mix, and geography-wise strengthening of business development efforts in China, because China is the world's largest and the most electrical vehicle-centric car market. So company has ample growth levers, and if company is able to capitalize on these kind of opportunities, then company will see an exponential growth in its revenue and profit. Now let's talk about some weakness concerns. Sorry, before that, see this slide. It is developing a magnetless motors with IRP company in Israel, and This will be a drive motor without permanent magnets. And the sweet part is company is having the exclusive rights to manufacture the system in India. What are the advantage? See, the magnet, the earth magnet, that 95% of that rare earth magnet comes from China. With the magnetless motors, that dependency is reduced, and then the cost of production also reduces, and then the recyclability factors. So friends, these are the new kind of initiatives that companies working upon, and if the company is able to develop this technology successful and is able to get more and more clientele, this will increase company's top lines as well as bottom lines. Now let's talk about some weaknesses and concerns. So dependence on global markets. Friends, we saw the company's key market is in US, Europe, China, right? So it is heavily dependent on the global market. And any regulatory impacts in the global market, any slowdown in the global market can impact company's future prospectus. Yeah, changes in regulations and industry trends, right? Prolonged lockdown, slowdown in performance of auto industries globally, right? If the auto industry again undergoes slowdown, then this could impact companies' futures in a short term or in the long term. So these are some weaknesses or concerns that one needs to monitor, if someone is tracking Sona Comstar company. So friends, as usual, I have divided this video in two parts, and we are coming to the end of part 1. In this part, we talked about the company's products, we saw the company moat, we saw the company's future growth levers, and we also saw the certain weaknesses or the concerns that company may be facing in near future. So stay tuned for the second part. In the second part, we'll be talking about the financials of the company. We will do a SWOT analysis, strength, weakness, opportunity, and threat analysis, and then we will see if the company is worth an investment. So friends, don't go anywhere. Part 2 is immediately coming. And if you have not yet subscribed to my channel, then please subscribe to the channel, like this video, and share the video. So friends, stay tuned for the part 2. Picture abhi baki hai.